Everything I know about QuickBooks, I learned on my own, but I had been researching how to learn it and how to do it and how to be better at it, more efficient and everything else. And so Candus's name came up years ago. But it wasn't until I decided to go and pursue an opportunity with a client, all of a sudden I found myself without any support, like none. I did some research and I thought, you know what? I've got to join this group because I have no support. I have no one I can ask about anything. And, you know, I have 20 plus years experience doing accounting for manufacturing environment mostly. And now I'm in retail grocery, 3 stores we have. And so I set everything up from scratch. I mean, it was just crazy. So I talked my boss into paying for this. And he's like, well, I don't know. And I thought, oh gosh, I can't afford to pay it for myself, but I will if I have to, because that's how much it meant to me. Well, so now he's like, last week we had the call and he calls me during the class and I had the sound on so he could hear, you know, hey, I'm working. I'm like, hey, I'm doing the QuickBooks class. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll let you get back to that. So he sees the value in it. And I have learned some things. Candus, her teaching style is awesome. She hits all the points, you know, audio, kinesthetic, visual. I'm very visual. So I have a group that I can ask a question. And then like Candus mentioned last week, when you can explain something to somebody, that reinforces what you know, and then you become the teacher. If I have a question, I'm like, you know, I just can't figure this out. At least I know I can go somewhere and ask. And that's huge. Having an accounting degree and learning the fundamentals years ago and the practical application and making all the mistakes pretty much already, but in different platforms. I would say the biggest area that I needed help with was closing the books. I mean, as simple as it sounds, but not just monthly closing, but year-end closing. So those final entries. And I feel more confident in that I know what I'm doing and I'm not just going through the motions. I feel confident. And I do make mistakes. And I tell my boss, you know, hey, if I find a mistake I make, I'll let you know. But you know, I'm not perfect and I don't have all the answers, but at least I know where to go. And this group is super helpful. This is a valid, what I refer to my boss, employee development expense. He'll say, hey, can QuickBooks do XYZ? And I'll be like, I don't know, but I've got a group that I can ask. Let me see what I can find out. So I've learned a lot. Trust me, I didn't know half the stuff that I know now before I joined. Pointing someone to the resources and the group, they could learn a lot and they could feel empowered and they could feel, you know, like they understand their business better. So I would definitely recommend it, being a business owner and not having that accounting background.